Welcome to another episode of the Lone Recruiter Podcast. I'm your host, Brett Clemenson, and if you're a recruiter out on your own or just lacking general guidance or support, then you've come to the right place. Our episodes are designed to give you the motivation and the mentorship you're lacking to make you the very best lone recruiter you can be. So join us, grab a cup of coffee, and let's take your desk to another level. Today, I want to introduce you to the Payment Times Reporting Register, and I want to show you how to use it to get your big clients to pay your invoices. So let's start with what the hell is the Payment Times Reporting Register. This is a very important one. Go to www.register.paymenttimes.gov.au. I came across this recently, and it's a game changer. We aren't big companies, and if you're a lone recruiter, you're probably on your own. You may have one or two people around you. And who is this? Who are you coming up against? I don't know, a big corporate when it comes to demanding your invoice. And it's very simple to feel like the small fish in a big pond or a David versus Goliath scenario. And so when I stumbled across this website or this register, I was blown away. I didn't realize it existed. So let's start with what is it? What is the Payment Times Reporting Register? Essentially, the Australian government set up a website for total transparency for big corporates, $100 million revenue or higher, and made it mandatory that they report their invoice payment times. And if you go onto this website, you will be able to see any company with $100 million revenue or higher in Australia, and it gives you a complete breakdown of how quickly they pay invoices to all of their suppliers. And this is a phenomenal tool because there's a couple of ways you can use it to your advantage. One, before you even agree to terms with a client, you can quickly jump on and see if they're on there. And you can also have a quick look and see, are they actually going to pay their bills, or are they someone who's going to drag, in terms of overdue payments, they're going to drag it out so you're left months and months away from where you are meant to be paid, and are you going to get paid on time? So for one, I love it for that. You can go on and have a look. Most are pretty good. I think this thing keeps them honest. But look, secondly, it's a great threat. If you're now at 30 days overdue on an invoice and it's a big one, we've had a couple recently. We've had a couple of 50, 60K invoices and they just get stuck. Oh, it's in procurement. Oh, it's stuck in accounts, and you call through and no one knows who's in charge or what. And that's the problem with these big companies, right? So I think when you get to a trigger point of, okay, it's been a month, we're over. I know you will pay it. You're a big company, but what is your leverage point? This is your leverage point. You can get in there and be very just blunt. Hey, it's over 30 days. We're going to have, we need payment. And if you can't do it by today, we're going to have to add interest to the amount, and we're going to have to report you to the register. I've done this twice in the last month, and I've been paid within 24 hours for both of those invoices. It works. And so you might be thinking, well, why are they so threatened by this website, or what's the purpose of this governance, and what if the company actually doesn't care about it? Well, the reality is these $100 million businesses or over have a board. And I've got a friend who's a CFO, very, very prominent CFO for a large insurance company. And he was the one who put me onto this, and he just said, look, the reality is I'm in charge of making sure that small businesses get paid, or everyone gets paid. And every quarter when I sit down at the board meeting and I face the board about all of the figures, if there's anyone on this register that they're looking at, they just look at me and say, why haven't you paid? You're making us look bad. And I think that's the crux of it. These businesses have targets on their back. Government wants to tax them. They avoid a lot of tax. People, think they're crooks and they're taking your money. They're just big businesses, right? So for something so public and for something so visible in the public domain to really show you if they're doing the right thing or not, it means a lot to these boards. So that's why it works. There's a lot of ethics involved in it. And you got to assume most people want to do the right thing. And that's what the board's there to do, is to make sure that these corporates are doing the right thing, not just shareholders, but just perception and the business. And we all know how important perception can be for a business in terms of making or breaking them. So that's in a nutshell. If you're interested in knowing what sort of email I would be putting out, I will certainly be sending that one around, putting it into our resources, putting it into our mailing list. So that's what we have done for you today. Make sure you sign up to the mailing list, as I'll be sending out the email template and links I refer to in this podcast. Email us at hello@thelonerecruiter.com, or you can find the material from today on www.thelonerecruiter.com. And if you got any value out of today's episode, please subscribe, share, and recommend this podcast, as it really helps us grow and get this to a wider audience. Have an amazing day. And as always, may all your deals come true.